Aloha and welcome back to Mana Inspiration with yours truly, Note Endurance. And we usually start off with scripture, but I kind of wanted to change it up because I started really studying into different audiobooks. And one audiobook that I have came across is Jim Rohn's The Day That Turned Your Life Around. So it had me thinking of the day that turned my life around. Now, this is the day that you decide to solve your problem, face your fears, or simply just say, enough is enough. My day was roughly around, I would say, April 2016, when I had a friend's mother came in out of town and we went out and challenged us to go to Easter Sunday the very next morning. Now, I took that challenge serious and actually basically slept a couple hours, ended up going to church in Easter 2016, hungover with friends. Now, I didn't return to church or to any service until the following year, 2017. That's when I really felt there has to be more to this life. And that's when my enough is enough moment happened for me. What I mean by that is I slowly started, I would say, wanting to change the life that I was living to the life that I want to live instead of the life that I kind of undesigned ended up. When I ended up in that area, I may have been making a lot of money, but I felt emptiness. I felt like I was trying to fill this gap with something that could basically make me feel happier. Then, as I was going to church in 2017, slowly, I heard this scripture, and it's James 1 verse 18. And it's in the NLT version. And at the end, I'm paraphrasing, and it says, we became his prized possession. That means God, we are God's prized possession. So I started thinking to myself, so if we're God's prized possession and he values us, so why can't we value ourselves? That's the mission I started on, is to value myself. And as I was doing this, I heard this saying, and it says, if God or heaven has a fridge, your picture is on it. And that means you're valued. So you got to think to yourself, once you go through that emptiness, you got to redesign what you want for your life. I wanted to share my little bit of a testimony because every time around this year, it seems to swing around and I think of the things that I'm grateful for, the things that happened to me. This Noden that you see currently is not the Noden that was back in 2016 and 17. If you're fellow friends of mine from back then, you know the dramatic change that I consistently tried to stay disciplined on and develop and grow my life. I'm not where I want to be, but on the other hand, I'm not where I used to be. So, if I can make this change and turn my life into something that I appreciate and I am more fulfilled now, I think so can you. And that's what I'm coming today is to encourage you that no matter what you're going through, your last 5 years doesn't have to be like your next 5 years. On that note, I challenge you, start developing yourself, start developing more disciplines, replace the bad habits with good habits. If you don't know what they are, start writing out the things you want, the things you don't want. The things you don't want is going to be way bigger than the things you want. which, like Matthew McConaughey says, the easiest way to get to what you want is to process of elimination of what you don't want. So start thinking what you don't want in your life. Let's start to change it. Let's start to fill those gaps, fill those needs, fill that happiness that only God can give. And like Romans 8:31 says, if God is for us, who can be against us? Aloha, guys. You guys have a blessed week. Salute to the troops. Like the message, subscribe, share with others. And like I say at every Mana Inspiration video, we are here to get through this thing called life together. Aloha. Have a blessed week. Thanks, guys.